Welcome back, everybody. I'm about a few days late, but today I'm going to be showing you the pens that I've got inked up for March. And I've got my Hongdian Dynasty pen. I've got that inked up in Diamond Sherwood Green. We've done a look at this Montblanc Glacier Duo, and this is in Burgundy Red. I've spoken about this in a recent video I uploaded last week, done a quick review look at this pen. It's also featured in my London pen show haul video, along with the Twisp Eco in Rose Gold and the Leonardo. And I also have my Montblanc Rouge and Noire Spider Metamorphosis pen. So I'll show you some quick writing demonstrations with all of these, just to show you what I've been using this month. So I want to start this video off with a bang, and this was one of my first videos I've spoken about, which is the Hongdian Dynasty. I haven't used this a terrific amount recently, but I just wanted to bring this out of its cave or den, shall I say. This thing is an absolute beast and filled with so much ancient Chinese lore and mythology. I'm going to put a link below to show you how I reviewed this pen. There's just so much individual notes to Chinese mythology. I think here we have the Renfa beast. There's, a swan bird here, which represents something. I mean, it's been a while since I've looked into this, and all the individual circular bands across the pen represents the currencies used across the Qin dynasty. I just love the green and gold effect, and coupled with the red arrow as well. This pen comes in many different colors. I think they've recently had a purple one and a light blue one, but to me the green and the gold ticked, it just clicked with me. I haven't got a complaint about the design elements of this pen, and the gold just pops. I mean, this looks like a limited edition from someone like Montegrappa or Montblanc or something, I don't know. It's a very long pen. It's fairly heavily weighted. I do like the nib as well. It's a pretty hefty nib. This is in fine, and I like the section here, which is again gold, complementing the cap and the rings. This is supposed to represent the armor that the Chinese soldiers wore. It goes all the way across the barrel of the pen, with the typical kind of armor plating that the warriors in China would wear back in, I think, 200 BC. The ink window is a little bit too small, but I suppose it gets the job done. At least it has one, so you know when to fill up some more ink. I've got this in diamond green. I've just literally recently inked this one up, and I mean, it's just flowing with, just oozing ink right now. So I'm going to need to suck in that piston a bit more. Yeah, that looks a bit better. Just tighten that up. So just a bit of writing demonstration. Qin Dynasty. And we've got this in diamine, Sherwood Green. Apologies for all the ink stains across my hand. I mean, I've recently just had to reintroduce some more ink to this pen because I've been using it a terrific amount at work recently. It's a beautiful, beautiful pen. It flows pretty decently for something worth £50. I think you are getting a brilliant quality in terms of a fantastic writing instrument that really does stand out and pop from your collection. This always has turned an eye in at work, and I can't wait to wear it at an event. Got nothing bad to say, minimal feedback. Actually, I've had my eye on Hongdian for a long while. They have a lot of fountain pens on Amazon, and really hitting the boundaries with all kinds of different designs and different styles of pen, complementing Chinese mythology. I think recently they've had the dragon pen to commemorate the year of the dragon. I think that is a really interesting pen. I am looking to do a bulk buy at some point, and I can't wait to show you that. I mean, I've got my eye on quite a fair few Hongdians, and I do find them for affordability and what you're getting. At least from this fountain pen, the nib works amazing and it looks really unique. But there is just something about Hongdian which makes me really want to invest in them a little bit more because their pens are quite outlandish. I think recently I've seen some, videos out there showing the the dragon pen, and you just have to buy it for the nib. It's got a dragon, for God's sakes. I mean, how can you top that for a nib? Next up is my Leonardo Momento Zero pen. I got this from the London Pen Show and I've been using this quite a fair bit as well. I just love the color tones and the combinations across the cap and the barrel. It's got multiple different shades of blue. There's a beautiful shimmer that you can see across every single aspect of this fountain pen. It shines really well with good lighting. I love how the blue is complemented with a gold cap and gold rings as well. This is a cartridge converter. The material is just fantastic. It feels slippery smooth and doesn't take too many turns to come out. Again, it's complemented with the section as well. And yeah, again, it's another pen show fountain pen that I got. The one thing I have found quite strange though is, I don't know if you guys can see or maybe comment on, but I just find that the feed is a little bit off center from where the nib is, and I'm not sure if this is making this fountain pen prone to the most minorest of leaks. However, I do love the gold plated nib. So this is a steel nib, gold plated. It writes sublimely. I have this inked up in Diamine's Aurora Borealis, and the nib is just fantastic. This is in medium, and I think the color combination of the ink that I picked for this and the way this fountain pen is, it's just fantastic. I mean, I could have gone with a slightly bit more navier tone for the choice of fountain pen ink that I could have used. I think there was a toss up between me buying this in teal, but I just had my eye on Aurora Borealis, and I cannot complain apart from my slight concern with potential minor leak as the feed is just a bit off center. But I don't know if this is such a big deal when it comes to the world of fountain pens. Would have liked it to be bang on center, but I don't think the writing experience is at all compromised. And this is definitely a pen that I'm going to use for a fair bit. Reverse writing, a little bit scratchy. I wouldn't really do it in reverse, to be honest. But otherwise, the flow is, it's really good. Hasn't skipped on me. I'm glad I got this fountain pen because it has opened me up to a brand that I wasn't so aware of. And I guess that's one of the best things about collecting fountain pens, because you might find yourself being shoehorned into a little niche or a category of type of pens that you want to collect, but something comes up and you're like, okay, I've got this whole other world to explore. So I'm keeping my eye out on Leonardo for a good long while. Up next, we have the gorgeous Montblanc Meisterstuck in a special edition style. This is the Geometry Duo Solitaire. I mean, I don't know, there's just so much different accents to this pen, naming conventions. I already got, some people on the comment section saying it wasn't a 149 like I mentioned in my London Pen Show video a couple of weeks ago, and it does look more akin to a 146. I'll say that again and again. Thank you very much for informing me of that. Nevertheless, I will always say that this is one stunning writing instrument, and it immediately caught my eye. I mean, I've recently done a review of this pen about a week ago. You can't dispute how beautiful this is with the shine across the cap, you know, with the individual little squares that it's making. I mean, there's really not much to say. Again, Meisterstuck, Montblanc on the cap. I mean, this is fantastic, and I can't see myself not using this. I haven't even got your regular 146 or the 149, and I am gonna have an eyeball onto those one day and collect that. You know, I just feel like this fountain pen is of a class of its own. Oh goodness me! Look at all of that. A bit of an issue here. So I've just had to come back, had to wash off the ink, but I suppose that's the beauty of fountain pens. It's like an imperfect art, really. I really need to look into that Leonardo, to be honest, to see whether there is a genuine issue with the leak. So it's going to be a little bit messy on the hand side of things, guys. Sorry about that. So I've inked this one up with Montblanc's Burgundy Red, and it's got that classic nib in the 1410. This is most likely in medium, and just show you a few writing demonstrations. Now, I'm a little bit disappointed in the Burgundy Red ink. I mean, for some reason, it just looks a lot more diluted than before, and I haven't even inked this thing up. But I can promise you, when I actually tried this ink initially, it felt quite smooth, but I had it, you know, originally I had this in a black ink, and I just wanted to wash it out completely. This definitely feels really, really light on the color side. Nevertheless, I'm probably going to do a couple of inking and re-inking windows and see whether we get that redness back. So far, I'm not really anywhere near finishing whatever's left within the piston fill mechanism. It does have a shutter mechanism, but I'm quite far away. But I'm not sure why that Burgundy Red isn't popping. I don't know. Maybe it's just the quality of the paper. I haven't a clue. Reverse writing is okay. Not, you can get bits done, if I'll be honest, but I prefer it in the conventional style of ink. But once again, this is one stunning and beautiful fountain pen. And I was very surprised to have found this, and for the price that it was sold, it was fantastic. So I'll put a link of this fountain pen, the review that I did a week ago, so you guys can have a check and look at it in a bit more detail. And also do check out the pen show haul video, just so I give you another overview as to the initial impressions for this fantastic, exquisite writing instrument. I'll definitely be keeping an eye on a few more Meisterstucks. I suppose this month my Montblanc sort of renaissance or craze hasn't really gone away. This is a throwback pen. It's the Rouge and Noire Metamorphosis Montblanc, and you know, I just love how they have a different style of the logo on the finial. This was, you know, the first Montblanc pen that I ever bought, and you know, I did a video on this several months ago. Again, I'll put the link down below. It's more of a throwback to the classic Montblancs. They used to have a few variants back in, you know, 80, 90, 100 years ago, which had this style, this shape, and again the spider and the snake. I have caught my eye on a few of them on the London Pen Show last month, where I did see the original Metamorphosis pen. They were a lot bigger than this. I always come back and forth, with this fountain pen. It does represent a lot to me in terms of change and adaptability. And I think March has just been a year when I realized that there's going to need to be a lot of changes happening, within my own life and the way I kind of go about things, in particular addressing financial matters. I mean, things have been great so far, but I am starting to realize that things can only be greater. And I hope that I adapt to those changes. And this is what the Metamorphosis branch of this Rouge and Noir heritage tries to represent, especially with the spider, because I'm told spiders and snakes, they have the snake version of this. They are built for adaptability in terms of their surroundings. And anytime I'm starting to notice a big change in my life, I bring this fountain pen out. I've had this inked up in Montblanc's Midnight Blue. It's a very classical go-to ink. This is the Metamorphosis Rouge Noir spider. And look at that nib. I mean, unique. It's a very classic Montblanc medium nib with, or I wouldn't say it was classic, but it's a Montblanc nib with the spider etched onto it. I am eyeballing the snake variant in fountain pen just for the nib alone. I do have the snake one in ballpoint. I'm kicking my teeth because I got it in snake, in ballpoint. But one day I'll, if I feel stupid enough, I might end up getting the snake version just to complement this fountain pen. This is more utilized, as from some people that I know or I've seen YouTube reviews, as more of a celebratory pen, not one for daily writers. I mean, fair enough, each to their own. I kind of use it for writing the odd letter or doing some extensive hard writing. It looks small, but it's got a bit of weight to it. But I think it balances itself out really, really well when it comes to just long-term writing, really long-haul writing. But once again, it's a very special fountain pen. One of the things that I like about it is just the writing adaptability. Typically you would hold the pen at the bottom of the section, but with this, I don't know why I go about a third of the way up, and it gives me quite a good amount of control plus leverage. I mean, the writing's not amazing there, but it's just such an exquisite pen, and I'm glad I got it. I mean, this introduced me. This pen created that wormhole vacuum into the world of fountain pen. Again, it's a piston filler, but yeah, cannot go wrong. Very, very beautiful design. Last but certainly not least, I have my new Twisp Eco Rose Gold again. London Pen Show special. This one caught my eye, had to buy it. I've been more and more intrigued with Twisp, and I do find that for the cost that this fountain pen is, you are getting some of the world's most amazing nib quality. I got this because I just loved the color contrast. God forbid I get ink on the cream color cap. I'll get a bit annoyed. I had this inked up in Diamine's Tyrian Purple, and this came in a stub nib. I just wanted to try something different, and I mean, I'm just glad that the nib color is rose gold. I think you'll find more and more as time goes on, I am starting to become a bit more appreciative of nib design. It's probably worth a video of its own, in all honesty. But with the stub nib, this pen, it feels as if you are writing on a smooth velvet sheet. is the smoothest nib by far. I mean, dare I say it trumps my Montblancs that I just showed you. There is just no feedback at all. None. Stub, nib. Absolutely none whatsoever. And I was very surprised when I did a bit of writing several, times, that it always catches me. It's just that feeling of the nib on paper. It feels so comfortable, so smooth. And credit to Twisby. I mean, I do have one of their other fountain pens with a medium nib. And again, the writing experience is just exquisite for the price that you pay. I mean, this one is pushing £50 or $50 nowadays. But if you get the non-stub variant without the rose gold, you're looking at around 35. I am having my eye on Twisby and seeing what kind of newer fountain pens they come out with. I think I had an opportunity to get the Twisby Kai, which just came out. I do see that they have the non-display variants out there recently. I mean, they do seem quite limited edition, but I just feel like I might have to purchase one of those just to see what the situation's like, and just expand on my collection. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to have a good heft of demonstrator fountain pens, and Twisby's one of them. It is trying to get me. I am trying to convince myself to get some of the newer Asvine pens actually that have convertible, just to see. The demonstrator variants of some new Asvine pens, I think like the P36 or something, that have just come out. You can get them in buck nibs, for example. I might want to see what that's like, and look at how that demonstrator world compares. Like I say, this is just velvety smooth, and it's very, very good bang for your buck. And I genuinely love this Diamine Tyrian purple. I mean, it's such a exquisite ink. So all in all, guys, that was just a ground up of what I'm using for the month of March. I'm hoping that you've enjoyed this video. Do like and subscribe. I'll put a link down to some of my videos that would have talked about these fountain pens in a bit more detail. I hope you enjoyed this episode today of what I've got inked up. And I think coming forward with the channel, I'm looking to do a few more ink reviews and analysis. I'm not the best at those. I've got a handful of blues and reds and purples, and I think as you go through this hobby, you're not going to be satisfied with a handful of inks. You're just going to have to keep buying ink. So I'd love to show you my collection of reds and blues some point next week. But yeah, thank you very much, guys, and take care.